Yeah, hi. Now I'm going to demonstrate the process, like how we integrate the Selenium scripts with things using a repository GitHub. Whole process is deployed and configured it in a cloud environment that is on services EC2 server. And the operating system I used was Linux. Started with the scripts. So you can see I had a few scripts, like one sample scripts. So it's having, I have built using the Maven project. So you can see the Maven dependencies after creating the Maven project. This is a pom.xml file. .xml file which is having all the dependencies as well as the dependency here as the plugins. These dependencies and plugins are used when Jenkins tries to build the scripts in environment. Here we have a setup of scripts as well as a pom.xml file. Let's go to the source control. Let's go to the source control tool we checked in our code. So to GitHub, yeah. So the GitHub repository, I have checked in a sample code which is testscript01.java, and this is the pom.xml which is a dependency document. So we will download the dependencies based on the property we have specified here. Into the repository. So with the repository GitHub, Java file as well as the pom.xml file. So let's go and configure our Jenkins server. And so prior to this Jenkins server, let me show you my Amazon EC2 server where I have configured my Jenkins. So in my EC server, it has something like Team 99. It's up and running now. You can see my screen. So let me show here, like Linux, it's like much not like an GUI. So I have logged in using my putty. So my Jenkins, where I have deployed my Jenkins server. Get started on this later on. So let me get to know you about the high-level integration with the Selenium with Jenkins. So I'm into Jenkins. So how do we configure Git with Jenkins? It's pretty much easy. When Jenkins homepage, you'll have a new item. See here like freestyle projects, Maven projects, and various types of things what we need to select while creating this item. So we are having a Maven project. So we'll give an test something like SMS like name here, and we'll do Maven project, and we'll go okay. So basically I have already created my project, so let's get started with that. So this is my project here. We need to configure our Jenkins and GitHub repository with it. Let's go to configure. So as I said, we will test project name in the new item, which is already given here. Down we'll give our source control management thing here, GitHub. So we can whatever source control management tools so what we have is SVN subversion. You can specify that too. So we have a repository's URL. So we get this repository URL is one of the question here. So get to the GitHub where we created repository like hello world. So here we have the URL here. Just whole thing. So you can see here what is SSH. When you click on it, you'll have two types of things like SSH and HTTPS. So SSH is a public URL, like it won't have permissions or security advantages. So here you have HTTPS and a secure protocol, which is a secure protocol, and it has a SSL certificate for certification. If you are using this GitHub repository and with Jenkins, I prefer to use HTTPS for any clients or any organization building any private projects. I prefer to use HTTPS. So want to use HTTPS, I need to get buy a GitHub account, because not an so we have a public free Jenkins account. There's a GitHub account here. It's provided for free, but private is you need to pay for it. So start with SSH. We need to copy this and go to the Jenkins UI. So paste this URL here. And when you come down, we have the types of triggering here, like what kind of triggers you need to do, like build whenever a snapshot dependency is built, and whenever if you want to do it periodically, like for a certain time. When you go certain time, you can build hours, like and blah blah we can do here. So you can run for every day, like morning 8 o'clock or something, 9, 10. You can so scheduling, I'll tell it in the next part. So what we do is let's apply the settings. And I forgot to tell is this root form XML. We need to specify the root form XML as already we have specified here, and the goals and options are like there are many goals and options. Like we need to write like what our Jenkins server should do or build. So before clicking on any build or triggering the build, what it should do. So in my scenario, I need to clean and install the build. Install in the sense the run the build. So I'm gonna apply and save it. Configuration is done. Next part is just run build. So here click. We have an option called build now. Manually click on build now. See what happens. So here is build history. Go to the trend, expand it. What's the time? Let's make it 7. And now, yeah. Now if you see the output, so click on that and so output. So you can see put here. So you can put here. So I will come from the top. So build is from the workshop workspace. Select custom as what we have created. So it's see, you can see here checking revision GitHub. So it has checked out the revision from the GitHub. So it's parsing the pom.xml file what we have specified. So what this pom.xml will do? So in the pom.xml we have specified the plugins and as well as the dependencies. So it will download the dependencies and all for the first time if you're running the build. So like I'm doing it from like past 10 runs. So it download, it will take the existing packages and dependencies on the Jenkins server. Executing the Maven script. So you can find the command here. So installed. This thing execution Maven execution, the command you can do it manually also from the Jenkins server. So doing it automatically, the building it using the Jenkins. So it does it. Like see here we have given the build commands, goal and options. Click and install. So coming on here, we have a clean plugin and other plugins here. See, Maven compiler plugin, resource plugin. So here it is ready with all the plugins and dependencies. The results. You can the results like how many failures or how many errors are skipped. So you can see here recording the test results. So done. It build is successful and is finished. It is succeeded. So success scenario works on. So let's get started with like how the failure scenarios look like. So my build history. So to the project and go to the build history. And so I'm showing how the failed scenario looks like. Go to the console output. Here you can see that something happened. Some issue with my build in my second run. Error like no such file there is, so haven't specified my pom.xml. To verify what happens with the pom.xml. If I don't give my pom.xml, what happens? So you can get to know that perhaps you need to specify correct pom.xml path in the project configuration. Write it and it triggers an email. You can find it. So we have configured an email for the administrator. So it will send email to the administrator saying that the build is failed with error message. So I want to show one more scenario, like the scenario, the first one. The call output. So here also the same thing, the configuration issue. If the build fails, how the process, like how the things we can note it down in the console output, and how the message will go to the based on our configurations. So this is how the high-level integration with Selenium, Jenkins, and an intermediate repository GitHub, which is a source control. First, it as of now, and I'll explain in detail how we do it with Selenium without the control.